So that comes from cow milk or milk, you cannot tolerate it. That means it's like poison to your system, lactose intolerant. So when we say we have to burn out the milk and stop the cow's milk and the cheese and the yogurt and all these things and start to use your soya or your coconut milk and even your tofu and your fermented soy, your miso, that's what you're supposed to use. Now, I'd like to welcome this honorable brother here, honorable priest Isaac, right here with us, to come and edify us this afternoon, and sit down attentively and take out your pad and your pen so you can get edified, my Lord Honorable Priest Isaac. Give thanks.
Do give thanks. The life giver and the keeper of life. As far as those go, I will know when to take them off and when to put them on. Blessed love to one and all. We do give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. And as I said previously, I do speak in the spirit of Marcus Garvey. My Lord, if I could just get that folder underneath of the pictures, please. Let the folder, yes, give thanks. Now actually, my brothers and sisters, give thanks again for all those who came out, my Lord. And specifically, as the good master of ceremony said, Honorable Priest Kailash Lyons, that we will be specifically going into a very mystic realms, the whole aspect of the prophecies of the year 2012. Now, even as I said at the beginning of the program, it will actually be in a lecture form. Specifically, yes, we will take some time to break down some systematic facts, and you are very free. I'm speaking to you as a family now. As you know, we have a few snacks behind, and within the course of my discourse, you are free that you could go and take a snack. When I say take, they're there for the purchase, and I'm asking you, as we all sensibly here, that we do it orderly. So, I mean, you see one or two people there, you could just wait until maybe they sit and then you go and take your chance, just like you do on an airplane. So we could just keep it moderate and we could just flow and keep the levels. Now, actually, there's specifically something known as the Mayan calendar. And for the time, if we could just take the outer lights off specifically and leave the inner ones, he knows exactly what to do. Okay, the other way around. Perfect. Now, when we speak of the whole aspect of the Mayan calendar, we go straight into the whole history of the Olmecs. Now, the Olmecs, this is a rendition of the Olmec there. The Olmecs are a people that are said to have come from Uganda. And the history of the Mayans now says that the Olmec people literally walked over the Atlantic and visited them in this part of the world. When I say this part of the world, we're speaking of South America and Central America, the Caribbean, and North America. Now, the Olmecs now, specifically, as you could obviously see, with the African rendition or the African features, being that thick lip and the broad nose and even the helmet, which is a symbol of war, because the Olmec was always being represented or equated, I should say, with the planet Venus and Mars, which are both war planets. Now, the story of the Olmec is that they taught and they civilized the Mayan people. A lot of us, when we went to school, and even those who are in school now, you may hear a bit of the Mayans, you may hear a bit of the Aztecs, you may hear a bit of the Incas, and the Mixtecs, and these different Indian tribes. Yet still, all of these different tribes were specifically taught by the Olmec. The Olmec was the forerunner of all the great knowledge that you see in Central America. Even down to the great pyramids of Quetzalcoatl that you see here, which you could find in Peru. Specifically, this is a pyramid that aligns itself with the sun and the moon and the cycles of the heavens. And then at the same time now, When we look into the mystic of it now, there you have now, this is the temple of Palenque. This is where they found the remains of one Lord Pakal. Lord Pakal, who was said to be a feathered snake, or what is referred to as Quetzalcoatl. And that specifically is the famous, well-known Mayan calendar. And this Mayan calendar now, as you can see, it is really like a slab of granite, specifically granite rock, carved in the form of a flat circular slab with coded messages hidden within. And it is, as I said, a calendar. Now, even before we get to that mighty, wonderful moment. Now, actually, when we speak of the Mayans now, and we keep in mind that although they call it the Mayan calendar, it is the Olmec calendar. That's the Olmec right in the center there. As you can see with his mouth open and his tongue out, which is an ancient symbol. For those who study their chematology, you know of the deity known as Bes, which brings what you call fertility to the women. Specifically, he is the god that controls childbirth. So now, the Olmec now, as you could see in the center, and this calendar itself, although it looks simple here, specifically is a mystic representation of prophecies to be fulfilled. I'll show you, for example, in the year 2000, on the 5th of May, 8 years ago, specifically 5 planets within the solar system aligned themselves, including the Earth, plus the Sun and the Moon that we have. Now, this alignment specifically was made known to modern day scientists approximately 100 years ago, if that much. Now, we have to keep in mind specifically, especially for the children here, and some of you older ones are still children too. But at the same time, we must comprehend, when we speak of the alignments of planets, what do you mean by the alignment? Well, the word is right in it, align. Line, they're lined up. So within the solar system now, specifically at a specific time, 5 planets found themselves, even if it was for a moment, in a straight line, plus the moon, and obviously with the sun. Now, the importance here is, okay, all right, planets aligning, so what's the point? Now, we must keep in mind, we have 9 known planets. Some say Pluto is not a planet specifically, and these 9 known planets now specifically all revolve around the sun. And even in they being going around the sun, yet still they have different paces. Now we have to keep this in mind, and I know some may not agree. I'm sure most people here would ascribe to the fact that we're from the dust. All right. Okay, so we're from the dust. We're made up of dust. We're made up of more than dust. We're also made up of the seawater. This is why a human being would carry 70